Good afternoon. Good afternoon, self-lovers. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me for today's self-love wisdom. Happy Friday. Are you looking forward to the weekend, or are you an online entrepreneur like me and days of the week don't really matter? If that's the case, you're definitely in the right place today, because today I do want to speak to you online entrepreneurs. I know I have a few of you in my community, and what I'm going to share today is going to be pretty vulnerable. Um, I'm a little unprepared, I'm not going to lie, because the idea to share this came to me just a few moments ago, and I'll share why. I'm just waiting for a few of you to join first, because I know there's a couple of people going to join who want to see this today. Natalie, hello, you're one of them. Yes, so if you are an online entrepreneur, you're definitely going to want to hear what I have to share today, I think, because I hope I'm not alone in what I'm going to share. Yeah, anyway, let me just give you a second to all arrive. Hi, lovely. Yeah, thank you for joining. I'm sending you lots of love right now. Who's on Facebook? There's a few of you there. Say hi. Let me know who I'm speaking to. I'd love to know. Thank you. And I don't know if you can see, I don't know that you can. No, the view doesn't show you, but I've got loads of post-it notes in front of me. And I'm going to be, and on these post-it notes are lots of affirmations. And these affirmations, whether you're an online entrepreneur or not, I actually think these affirmations are going to support you. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Lindy's here. Hi, Lindy. Cooking in my Cornwall kitchen. How very lovely for you. I love it. And Natalie's saying, have you had your hair done? Looks gorgeous. Thank you. No, in fact, it's so funny. This is my windswept look. Thank you for noticing. I did have it coloured a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, maybe not looking as bedraggled as it did. Lorraine, hello, my darling. Good to see you. All right, online entrepreneurs, this is definitely for you. And I'm going to be talking about things along the lines of imposter syndrome, around significance, wanting the desire to feel loved and accepted, important, the desire to be seen and heard. Like, so all of these pieces are really come up when you're an online entrepreneur, and they come up whether you are one or not, right? So here's the thing. Where do I begin with this chat? So the reason I've got all these post-it notes in front of me, which I'm going to share with you in a minute, is because I had them all over a notice board that's on my wall here. And whenever I'm working through a new up level or transformational piece, I create affirmations and I keep them up and around me until I don't need them anymore. And today I decided I don't need these anymore. Like, they've been by my side supporting me since March. That's when they went up on my notice board. And I don't need them anymore. It's like I got the message. I've received the learning and the growth. Not to say there's not always at other levels of it, but at the moment I feel really good about this piece. And so I'm ready to share and speak with you about what came up for me back in March around being an online entrepreneur. And oh, hi, Christina in Berlin, 36 degrees, beautiful. Yeah, what came up for me then, and what I've done to shift it. And I'm just sharing my story because I know that when we share stories, we can relate with each other, can't we? So back in March, it was the beginning of lockdown. And I think lockdown has been the perfect opportunity for all of us to go deep within, hasn't it? It's been like we've been forced to develop a relationship with ourselves. And we've also had the choice to not do that and just go into destructive, sabotaging habits of behavior that numb us out and push down the feelings and push away the opportunity for growth that's coming at us through drinking more or eating more or causing arguments at home or whatever it is that you've chosen to do. But most of you here now with me, hi Mandy, good to have you. Most of you here now with me are here because you are choosing to live consciously, you're choosing to live transformationally, and you're on the journey, right? So I bet you have also been digging deep over the last, what is it, like 6 months now? Crazy, isn't it? So way back in March, I was doing some journaling. A series of events happened, one after another, seemingly unrelated, but the message that was coming through, and this is an example of life always guiding us, life is always showing us our next level. All sorts of things were coming through, and the same message seemed to be being repeated. And while I couldn't quite grasp the message, what I was feeling was shame, was anxiety, was not feeling enough. And I journaled around it. And what came through was something I'd never written down before. And actually thinking about it now, as a few of you, I think I have shared this briefly with before. But what I wrote down was, I'm not popular. I'm not popular. Right. So that was a very shame-based belief that I had. I'm not popular. Just give me 1 second. I'm just going to close my office door. The puppy has followed me up here today, which I don't usually allow, and he's up to mischief. So just give me 1 second. Okay. He's found a box to chew on, and that's okay. That's allowed. He can chew a box. I'm not popular is what came through. Now that was like bleh. At the time when I wrote that down, I thought, oh my God, at the time I was 45. I'm a 45-year-old woman who's worrying about not being popular. You know, what the fuck? It was ridiculous. But it wasn't ridiculous. I really felt that. And here's the thing, when you're running an online business, you can't help but notice the numbers, the Instagram following, the Facebook group following, the LinkedIn following, the Twitter following, your mailing list following. You can't not notice the numbers. The numbers are everything. And every online entrepreneur knows that when you launch something new to market, probably only about 5% of those people are going to buy. So when you work your numbers, you need to have quite a large community if only 5% are ultimately going to buy from you. These are kind of facts and figures of running an online business. There's more to that, but that's the basics. And so we can't help but notice our numbers. And, you know, suddenly in the world, particularly of Instagram, I don't have a big Instagram following. And in that world, it's really interesting. I mean, I've even been declined speaking gigs because my Instagram following hasn't been big enough. Not interested in my mailing list following. They're not interested in how dedicated and loving and loyal and amazing my community is. They're just looking at the numbers. So in this very sad, superficial world that we live in at times, the numbers are important. And so this had been building up in my sort of subconscious for quite some time. So back in March, when I journaled around what was coming through for me, the belief that came through came from my childhood, and it actually came from when I was a teenage girl in high school. And what's really interesting is just in the last 24 hours, I've reconnected with some girls that I went to school with. And that's really interesting to me. I've not heard from them for years, and they just come through on Facebook. That's interesting. Like, you can't ignore. So those of you, and I think actually, Natalie, you were saying the other day, I want to be dialed in more to the signs of the universe. I want to be tuned into my signs. I want to receive the messages from my guides and angels. This is what happens. So, you know, even just these women coming into my space again from that time in high school was a little wink from the universe. It's like, look, Katie, these are a couple of the girls that would have been part of the story that you created back then, that you're not popular. Because I felt at school bullied a lot of the time for being intelligent, for being a good girl, for being a goody two-shoes. I was called a Spock because I was intelligent, because I cared about my grades, because I was competitive, because I studied hard. I didn't feel like one of the popular girls. I never felt like one of the really cool girls. And so I made that mean there was something wrong with me. I made it mean that not being popular meant that I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't, you know, I was like, I don't know, I just wasn't cool. And as a teenager, you kind of want to be cool. And I never felt like that. So it was interesting that these women came into my life just in the last 24 hours. But then interestingly, another wink from the universe last week, I had a healing session. And what came through in that healing session was high school and the competitive environment that it was, and the all girls environment that it was, and how bitchy that can be, and the impact that had on me. So that came through last week, which is interesting. So again, it's all lining up to today when I see all of these affirmations that I created for myself to remind me of what else was true. So while I had an operating system, a limiting, sabotaging belief running that said, you're not popular, the shame statement, I am not popular, while that was running, I had to, part of my healing work, part of my transformation and moving on from that story has been to create affirmations that tell me what else is true, because that's one thing that I could choose to believe. And when I believe that, it makes me feel shit, right? When I believe I'm not popular, so it is. When I need to have a need to be popular, when I need my numbers to be bigger, when I need my following to be bigger, when I need to be, given a speaking gig because finally I've reached the magical Instagram number, following number. If I need that, I'm repelling it, right? We repel what we're going after. And I'm creating an experience for myself that has me regularly, daily, not feel good enough. And I don't want to feel like that by believing I need to be popular or by believing I am not popular. So what else could be true? And how else do I desire to feel? Well, I desire to feel confident. I desire to feel like I'm enough. I desire to feel like I'm safe in the world. Because what comes with being an online entrepreneur and the need to be popular is also the fear of visibility and really putting out yourself out there, and rejection and, judgment. I think I could go on and on. How did I desire to feel was the question I had to ask myself to begin my healing. I want to feel confident. I want to feel like I'm enough. I want to just fundamentally know that I'm okay, and that it's okay to speak my truth. It's okay to be who I am, and I'm doing great work in the world no matter what the numbers say. Right? So I created all of these affirmations to support me. And today I'm very bravely going to read the affirmations out to you. There's a whole bunch of them here in front of me. And before I read them, I'm just Lorraine said, totally resonate with being taunted for being intelligent and bright at school. Yeah, we can be real bitches to each other, can't we? And it's interesting, some of the girls that were like that with me, and I've seen them, in years since, and they're coming sort of back into my sphere now. It's funny how we still carry it a little bit, like in our energy field, and they're just like grown-ass women with kids and marriages like me, but somehow the teenage girl is still inside going, but do you like me? Do you think I'm cool? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So first affirmation I wrote for myself, it's safe to be me. Yeah, it's safe to be me. I'm going to read these out to you, and I invite you to write down what resonates for you and what you need as your reminder too, if anything I've shared with you so far resonates. So it's safe to be me, because it is safe to be you. And we have to remember that. So in the online world where judgment happens, we need to remember it's okay to be me. I'm all right. Yeah, we're going to get haters. We're also going to get lovers. A great business, I once heard said, and I've lived by it, is you have 50% people don't like you, 50% people love you. And that means you're hitting the mark, because you're dividing audiences, because your opinion is authentic and true. Not everybody is going to agree with you. And you kind of got to suck that up, right? You have to suck that up. You are going to have people that do not like you, that think you're weird, that think you're crazy, that think you're a bit pathetic, a bit soppy. I get all of that, right? And I have my lovers. So it's safe to be me. I am love and light. Yeah, I am love and light. So are you. This is my truth. I am not this human body. I'm not this sack of skin and bones, this hair. I am love and light. And when life gets hard, when we go into struggle, when we feel challenged, we have to remember, oh, that's just my humanness. The truth of me is spiritual. The truth of me is love and light. The truth of me is way bigger than what's going on here in this moment. It's way bigger than my self-judgment, than their judgment, than my need to be popular. I am love and light. We need to remember that. It's more important than anything else. The more I don't care what happens, the more happens, right? So this is that surrender piece. This is not trying to control everything. The more I don't care what happens, the more happens. We create more, don't we? Right? We create more. More opportunities come to us. Life feels more expansive and abundant. We meet our most awesome clients when we don't care what happens. When our focus is on just being who we are, showing up as who we are, doing the work we came here to do in the world, authentically from a place of love, we don't have to care what happens. What's meant to happen will happen. It's our divine birthright. We have to remember this. I am a miracle. Yes, you are. You are a miracle. You're not here by luck. You're a miracle. I could say more. My eyes are welling up. I think that's enough, right? You are a miracle. What I desire to do or say is all that is important. What I desire to do or say is all that's important. What you desire to do or say is your business. Their judgment, their business. Their opinions, their business. What's important is what I desire to do or say. That's it. It's about minding our own business. When we get caught up in other people, in their judgments, and someone saying your Instagram following isn't big enough to come speak at my event, or your mailing list isn't big enough for me to publish your book, doesn't matter what they think. Doesn't matter what their rules are. That's their rules. This is my rule. We create our own rules. We get to live by our own rules, and our rules need to be determined by how we desire to feel. Do you want to feel like shit? Then believe what someone else is saying about you, or tap into their rules. If you want to feel great, if you want to feel abundant, if you want to feel free, live into your own rules. Good one, right? What others do or say is not important. Okay, same thing. I clearly needed to hear that twice, right? So what others do or say isn't important. Amen to that. I don't need to be popular to make an impact and have a thriving business. Right? I don't need to be popular to make an impact and have a thriving business. It's not about popularity. It's not a popularity contest. Right? It's not. Society is training us to believe that it is. Like, we as online entrepreneurs, we need these amazing platforms like Facebook, like Instagram, like LinkedIn, like Twitter. We need them. They're brilliant. How freaking lucky are we to live in a time in history when we have such instant, quick, easy access to the people that we can help. Awesome, right? But those platforms are also training us to believe that we are only enough when we get X number of likes, or X number of follows, or this number of comments, or X number of shares. You know, like our kids, bless their hearts. They love their Instagram. If they post something and people like it, they make sure to let me know, oh, this number of people liked my post. And it makes them feel so significant. It makes them feel so loved. And I have to say, yes, that's wonderful, darling. And you're amazing, whether you get likes or not. But we're addicted to them. We are addicted to them. And I am addicted to them. We all are. If you're not, we're so used to it. It's such an insidious little nasty habit that we can often not even really notice it. But we do. I actually don't necessarily look for the number of people that have liked what I've done. But if I post something, I definitely check to see if anybody has. Like, I want to know that what I've said has reached somebody's eyes or ears. Right? It's an addiction, and yeah, we don't need to be popular to make an impact and have a thriving business. It's not about the numbers. It's about the hearts that we connect with. And the truth is, most of us don't need to help millions of people. We don't want to help millions of people. Most of us only need to help a handful, and then that handful ripples out into the world. But in terms of our one-on-one connection, we probably only need a few. So it's a lie, this whole thing about having a big following. I'm just going to check in with the comments. Yeah, Kelly's agreeing with the polarizing people by being true to your message. Yeah, right, exactly. On Facebook. Sorry, hold on. Calandra, hello, nice to see you. Mandy, crikey, that's so hard for you, that's so sad. I guess you're talking about school. Yeah, it was the making of me too. You're wonderful and brave, thank you. Natalie, this is gorgeous, vulnerable, giving, inspiring. Oh, thanks guys. Yeah, I'm so glad. Like, this is for you. Please receive these words. Uzma, hello, hi, good to have you. Lorraine, yes, the ripple effect. Lindy, yes, quality, not quantity. Exactly. But we have to remind ourselves, right? This is our humanness. Our ego gets in the way regularly. And so we have to overcome that amnesia and remind ourselves every day that, what was the first one? This one. I am a miracle. We need to remember this every day. Okay, I can love the idea of having a big following and not compare myself to others. Yeah, so love the idea of having a big following. The bigger your following, you know, the more people you get to impact. Nothing wrong with that. And I can love the idea of that and not compare myself to others, right? Let's not compare ourselves to others. I can hear my puppy dog whimpering at my door now that I've closed it on him. So we'll see how loud that gets, and I might have to invite him in on the call. What I desire to experience is all that's important, right? What I desire to experience is all that's important. I think that's fairly self-explanatory. Come to that one after because it's a really good one. It's safe to express my thoughts. Yes, it is. It's safe to be you. It's safe to speak your truth. It's safe to express your thoughts. A good one to remember. I can desire the spotlight and not get my value from that. Yeah, so nothing wrong with desiring to be in the spotlight. I desire to be in the spotlight. I love it. I love speaking on stage. I love having a community. I love leading a group. Brilliant. That's my total fun place. I love it. I love my Evolution membership. I love my group coaching, my coaching groups that I have. I love it. I love leading. So fun for me. And I don't need to get my value from that. So my value comes from me inherently being who I am. Just who I am is my value. Yeah, me leading in the world, me having a stage, being in the spotlight in some way, that's my joy. That's my passion. That's my purpose. That's where I get to have an impact in the world. And yes, it does make me feel valuable. I do feel proud of the impact I have and the women I'm helping. And I don't need to get my value from that. Does that make sense? So there's a subtle difference between the two. I remember what I desire, knowing I'm inherently enough, significant, and popular. And I think what I meant by that was like, I'm popular with me. Yeah, I think I'm popular. Like I love myself, and so I'm popular within me, right? Yeah, so I remember what I desire, knowing I'm inherently enough, that I'm significant, and I'm popular. Yeah, and so are you. What others achieve is not important. This is a big one for any business owner, pretty much, or any person. You know, it's that whole comparison trap. It's awful. It's totally self-sabotaging and self-harming. So what others achieve is not important. It's just not. We all have different life experiences. We're all very different people. And what they're showing to the world is often one version. It could be amazing. It doesn't mean that it has anything to do with us or that it's any comment on us. Really important one to remember. Which one should I do? That puppy's up to mischief. Popularity is limitation. I am source is exponential. Okay, so what I mean by that, the word popularity, the experience of popularity is a limitation, right? So energetically, the need for popularity is actually limiting me. I am source, so the statement, I am source, is exponential. So while I believe the need to be popular, what I'm actually doing is contracting my energy. It's limiting me. I am source is my truth. You are. You are source. We are source energy. That is our truth. It's abundant. It's so expansive. And it's exponential. So I am source as a belief creates, it's exponential. Okay, really important to remember that. The truth of who you are as a spiritual being, as an energetic being, as a being of love and light, as a miracle, that is exponential. Anything else, any other belief, is a limitation. It's holding you back. That's a good one. I am bigger than any limitation. I am, as a statement, is what I mean here. I am. I am a miracle. I am love and light. The I am statement, I am, suggests that I am a spiritual being. It's inherent within the I am. I am bigger than any statement. The I am that I am, right? The I am that I am is bigger than any limitation. So any sabotaging belief, any sabotaging behavioral habit, anything that is not serving us is a limitation. I am that I am is always going to be bigger than the limitation. So we have to remember that. I have this one, something very similar to this, on my mirror in my bathroom. So whenever I look in the mirror, I remember I am. I am that I am. And that is bigger than any limitations. So every day we have shitty limiting beliefs. We have shitty thoughts every single day. And they're limiting us. So every time I look at that note, I remember, oh, that's right. I'm bigger than that limitation because I am that I am. And yeah, I am is significant. I am that I am. Me being me is pretty freaking significant. Me knowing that about myself is significant. I feel significant because I am that I am. I am a spiritual being. I am a miracle. I am love and light. That's pretty darn significant. I don't need to go outside of myself to find my significance. I don't need to look to other things. I don't need to get it from the size of my mailing list. I don't need to get it from the number of people that follow me on Instagram. Right? I don't need to get it by thinking I'm doing better in business than her. No, this is what I have to remember. And these last two, which are just fundamental, and quite frankly, no matter what it is that you're desiring to heal and transform in your life, these two, really, when you dig, these two are at the bottom, at the root, not the bottom, they're at the root. I am enough, right? We always need to remember this. I am enough. I am safe. I am safe. As human beings, this is our deepest fear, that we're not safe. And if we're not safe, we're going to be left alone. And being alone in the world is our deepest fear. It's primal. It's primal. And we experience that legitimately and viscerally when we were very little children, when we needed somebody else to take care of us. But that's a whole other conversation. Suffice to say, deep inner child work resolves that, and that's what I'm doing with my clients. So I am safe and I am enough. Key. Yeah, key. Calandra, hi. I'm so thankful I needed this. Yeah, you're very welcome. Funny, isn't it? You know, I didn't know what I was going to speak to you about 15 minutes before coming on, and then I knew I needed to take these post-it notes down. And I thought it's the perfect time to share them with you. Yeah. So that's my self-love wisdom for today. I hope it supported you. I'm sending you so much love on this Friday. If you desire more support, the School of Self-Love has lots on offer. Namely, we have the Evolution membership, which is open now. It's like constantly open, always taking in new members. First month is free, so you can try it out. If it's not for you, you can leave, no hard feelings. And there's lots of other offerings coming your way. And of course, I do private coaching. Got a new group program coming out soon, which I'll tell you about soon. And yeah, always lots happening. So stay close. I'd love to support you as and when the time is right for you. And yeah, wishing you a beautiful weekend. I just got on a couple of quick messages. Lorraine saying, ooh, I am safe. Got me. Time for some journaling. You're welcome, darling. You are safe. You are safe. We have to remember that. Here, just here in this very present moment, hands on my heart, I'm safe. Right here, right now, this moment, I'm safe. That's all we ever have control over, right? Lindy saying wonderful message for life as well as business. Yeah, it totally connects with all of it, doesn't it? Thank you, Lindy, for staying on. Mandy, you're welcome. Pelia, hello, darling, you're welcome. So good to have you guys. You're welcome, Kelly. Okay, yeah, have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. bright and early for some self-love and success ritual. Yeah, see you Monday morning. Bye.